Hi everyone, my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my card and a cuppa for this afternoon. So just bear with me while I find you over on my laptop and make sure I've gone live in the correct place, because that's always a good idea to have gone live in the correct place. Okay, this is looking promising. Yep, yay. So, if you're watching, say hi. So today we're going to play with some new product from the annual catalogue. I got another delivery, actually a couple of deliveries last week. Whoopsie. Hi Lynn. Hi Margaret. So I got another couple of deliveries last week, so I've got some new products to play with. So as I say, I try to keep my Facebook lives to more the beginner sort of casual crafter, so that's what we're going to do today. So I shall flip over to my desk and we can have a look at some of the new products I've got. So let me just find my streaming thing and I can flip over. There we go, that should work, hopefully. Hi Deb. Okay, so today we're going to play with a stamp set that coordinates with an existing punch. Now this is called Layering Leaves. Hi Denise. Colette. I hope you're good for tomorrow too. Fingers crossed. So this is a new stamp set in the catalogue called Layering Leaves. So it is on page 96 in the new catalogue, and it's $1 million sales achievers stamp set. Rachel Tessman. When you reach $1 million in career to date sales, which I will never do, I won't live long enough, they get to go to the Home Office in Salt Lake City and create a stamp set of their own, and it has their name on it down here, and it's also indicated with this little symbol here. So it's on the stamp set, so it's indicated there that it's $1 million sales achiever. So this one I really liked because it coordinates with an existing punch, the Bough punch in the catalogue, and I really like stamp sets that coordinate with punches. So she thought, obviously this lady Rachel Tessman thought long and hard about this one, and I love the font that's in the stamp set. It's beautiful font, and I love the sentiments. They're really, there's no happy birthday in there, but there's a best wishes, and there's a so happy to celebrate you, sending hugs for you. There's no happy birthday, but there's quite a few in there that would work for a birthday card, and I just really like the simplicity of the stamp set. So that's the one we're going to play with today. I shall show you. The only thing I thought was that there wasn't enough decent samples of that stamp set in the catalogue. You love the font on this one too, Lynn? Yes, so do I. I really like it. Because sometimes when I get a new stamp set, I go straight to the catalogue for inspiration, and I felt like it was pretty lacking showcasing the stamp set. So I'm hoping Rachel herself will do a lot with it so we can get some inspiration for it. But anyway, that's by the by. I'll show you a few other things I got. Actually, I'll get the catalogue as well. I got the carousel horses. Now, it's probably a funny one to get, considering I don't have grandchildren and I don't know a lot of little people. It's on page 16 in the catalogue. It's photopolymer. So I think they're actually all going to go photopolymer in the long run. And I really like the photopolymer, as I've said. So you've got the horses, and then you've got the dies. Now the dies cut out, can you see over here? in the catalogue. It cuts out the top of the carousel. So there's this die that will do that. So that one cuts out the top of the carousel. This one does some decoration to the carousel. Oh, whoops, I think I've lost you. Can you still see me? Because I've got the black screen of death on my laptop. That's not what we want. Can you still see me? I'll just double check before going forward. I'll just wait and make sure you can still see me. Oh, okay. Okay, it's just my laptop. It does that sometimes. Okay, I'll keep going. Thanks, Deb. So, and it cuts out all the horses. One of the horses is obviously bigger than the other two that are on the poles. And you've got all sorts of tails you can put on it. Now, when Olivia was little, she used to call carousels horsey go rounds. So they've got a bit of a soft spot in my heart, so I had to get the horsey go rounds. I know, I'm silly, but anyway. The other thing I got was so I haven't played with that one yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I got this one, the Let's Go Shopping, or the Lay Shops. So the stamp set is also photopolymer, and it's got some nice little greetings. The dies, I've got a lamp and a bench, some vines, and the paper. The paper, I haven't even opened the paper, but the dies cut out some of the shops in the paper. Where's my knife? I know I've got a knife here somewhere, a craft knife. Oh, here it is. So, and I don't know why I like this one either. I just did. I just thought it was cute. So I'm looking forward to playing with both of these. So this is the Lay Shops collection, or yeah, the paper's called Lay Shops, and some of the dies cut the shops out. Like, must be this one or this one. Haven't played yet. There's also a die to cut the little pot plants out. And I just really liked it. And we've got the boho blue and the misty moonlight on the back of this one. There's some bread, ice creams, some foodie stuff there, because, you know, that's what you do when you go shopping. And these are a whole lot of little teensy tiny shops. But the back is a really nice combination too. Here's some more shops, different to the shops on the front. Which one are you loving, Colette? The shops? I just think it's so cute. And these would be easy to fussy cut around if the die that's in the die doesn't cut out. It won't cut out every shop, but if it doesn't cut out the shop you want, just quickly fussy cut around it. Let me see if I've got you back on my laptop. No, still the black screen of death on my laptop. So there's lots of little things you could do with this. This is all books and paint tubes. And as always, the B side is quite standard, that can go with any kind of card. You can put like the stripes, or this, I don't know what shape you'd call that. Oh, let's say stripes. You could put, you like the shopping one. Yeah, the back, the B side of the paper is versatile to go with anything, pretty much. So I'm looking forward to playing with that. So they were my 3 stamp sets and dies and, yeah, bundles that I got last week. Looking very much forward to playing with those. So let's move that out of the way and bring in our... Now Rosie is in my craft room this afternoon, currently sound asleep, but as usual something will trigger her and she will go off and bark. and make a kerfuffle. But currently she's sound asleep and looks very angelic. Okay, so with the stamp set I had a little play this morning and I did this one. Very simple stamping, and it used 3 punches. It used the 2-inch circle punch and the decorative circle punch and the bow punch. So that was one card I had a little play with this morning, and this was another one. And the paper here is from the Fresh as a Daisy. Be ordering that, will you? You know what I didn't get from that suite? I didn't get the sequins because it's not adhesive. Let me find it again. Of course, now I can't find it. Hang on. Let's go shopping. Page 31. I didn't get the sequins bling, the loose silver sequins, because it's not adhesive on the back, and you know, it's doable, but it's a bit of a pain. And I did see a comment that when you used on, I think it was the demonstrator planning place, when you use the fine tip glue to glue them down, the silver disappears, they become clear. So that's not good. So I didn't get that because I would rather use like the iridescent rhinestones or the iridescent pearls myself, but that's entirely up to you. So getting back to this one, I've used one of the new ink colors, Copper Clay, and yeah, this paper is from the Fresh as a Daisy paper pack, which is a really pretty paper pack. This is the back of this paper in Fresh as a Daisy. So that's the reverse side, and that's another new in color called Pebbled Path. And yeah, I've just used this stamp set for the sentiments. I used the double oval punch there and a layering vellum circle, 2-inch circle. So yeah, quite simple cards. So I thought we'd recreate this one, but we'd do it landscape. And instead of, I don't know if you can see, I did use an embossing folder, the Time Worn Type embossing folder for the background. But if you're a beginner crafter, you probably don't have a Big Shot or a cut emboss machine where you can emboss cardstock. So I thought we'd do our own background and make it sort of a faux texture looking. This card looks great, Lynn. Thank you. I copied the design actually from the Circle Sayings page because I didn't think the catalogue has featured this stamp set very well with its displays. So I looked at this card and I thought, oh, well, I could do something similar to that. I don't know if you can see it very well. They've just got like a backing piece, which I did with the Copper Clay, and the strip of paper and the circle. So that was the design I copied. So instead of portrait, we're going to go landscape. So I've got my thick basic white cardstock for my card base. And I've got my Copper Clay, one of the new in colors, for my matting piece, which is 10 centimeters by 14.4 or 14.3, whichever way you want to go. And this was in the Fresh as a Daisy paper pack. You get, I don't know if you can see it in the catalogue clearly. Let's have a look. No, I don't. You kind of can, but not really. Let's have a look on page 110. It's really nice paper, and it's got a couple of the in colours in it. You can kind of see it better on this page. There's 2 sheets in the paper pack that have got multiple images, and you can just slice it down there and cut these into 3 pieces. Yeah, cut multiple image pattern paper out of the one piece of designer series paper. So that's that top piece there that I've got here. So I thought I'd cut the yellow stripes out again, or crushed curry. This one I trimmed down a little bit. I don't think I'll trim this one down, and we're going to go landscape. But the first thing we'll do the cutting first. So just get your trimmer in and just cut the pieces, separate all the pieces. That's another beautiful card front that could be used. And they've got yellow, and that's another beautiful card front that you could use as well. I haven't got the daisy suite. I only got the paper because, you know, have to try and control ourselves sometimes. Doesn't always work, but you know, you can try. Okay, you can see I've been playing with all my little bits. Now I thought instead of doing a time-worn type background, there's a speckle stamp in this stamp set. Can you see that? And I love a good speckle stamp. It's just the best thing. Speckles work great to create a faux background. So I've got my inks here, so I'll get my copper clay out, and I'm just going to excuse me, stamp my speckles and create a faux textured background. So there's ways of getting a background and not having to own it all. I might just grab a piece of scrap paper if I can get something quickly enough. This one will do, just to put on my paper piercing mat. So I'm just doing my own faux speckled background to give it a little bit of texture. I've got ink on my block now, which is never good. That should be enough. And can you see how we've created our own background just with the speckle? I do like doing that. So let me get my chamois in to clean that off. It's been a beautiful day today, hasn't it? Nice, not too chilly. The mornings are chilly, but not too chilly. Now, what else am I going to do? I'm going to get, where's my, and of course I haven't got a big enough piece for that. So let me grab another piece for the saying. I'm going to do Best Wishes again because I do like that stamp. And I'm using the copper clay for that. So just stamp that down. They stamp so beautifully. It's always nice to try your new stamp sets out, and when you stamp them and they stamp so beautifully. Hi Joan. That's lovely. And a while ago, like a few years back, I hated photopolymer stamps. Stampin' Up wasn't doing them then, and I just thought they didn't stamp well. I really hated them. So I wasn't real happy when Stampin' Up brought them in, but the Stampin' Up quality is there, and it's good. So this is our faux speckled background, textured background, and we're going to put that piece like that. Now we've got a few punches here to play with. Now this is the 2-inch circle punch, and this one is in the online exclusives. It's not in the catalogue. So if you want to order a 2-inch circle punch or a 1 3/4-inch circle punch, you've got to go to the online store and go to the online exclusive section. So that's that. They've brought a couple of the circle punches back by popular demand. Now I've got all this scrap, and you watch, I won't have enough scrap big enough for the circle I want to do. Nope, I'm going to have to grab a piece of cardstock. And it's here. It is. And this is the decorative circle punch that's in the catalogue. So if you are new to crafting, the punches are the best things to start out with. They're great to have in your collection. Get rid of the card base and let's get this happening. I'm going to put it there like so, and that's going to go like so. But now we need to stamp some branches from the layering leaves. So let's put this on first, and let me just see the side of my desk that you can't see. No, you shouldn't see it actually. I've got stuff everywhere because I've been I've registered to do a market next Saturday week, the 20th, down at the Gosford waterfront. So the Gosford waterfront markets, and I've got stuff everywhere. Trying to get things organised, and that was a bit of glue spurtage. I always seem to have glue spurtage. Oops. So that's that, and I shall put some glue on the back of my circle and place it on my decorative circle. This is a super simple card. There's nothing hard about this card. Oops, except if your circle moves. There we go. So that's going to go there, but now I need to get some leaves happening. So this is the Bough punch in the catalogue. It's up the back in the catalogue. I'll show you that page at the end if I remember to do that, because I'm a bit silly sometimes and I do forget these things. Hope you've got your cuppa. I've got my cup of tea. I know a lot of you would be surprised that I have a cup of tea because everybody thinks I'm a coffee addict, and I am, but I just like 2 cups of coffee in the morning, and then I'm a tea girl. Okay, so you can see that there's varying leaves. There's some that are solid, some that are outlined with a squiggle. These have got like the veins. These ones can fill in with a lighter colour perhaps, but I just use this one and this little one here to match the punch. So I shall pop that there, and I used, I put my copper clay away and I didn't need to do that. I've used Pretty Peacock. And I've stamped a couple of them. So let's go with this one. So my Pretty Peacock is one that I had before, and I bought the re-inker to ink it up a little bit. So it does look a bit patchy there, so I think that's a bit of that crystallization or something that happens to some stamp ink pads, but it's working fine, so I'm not too worried. I'm just going to keep using it. Not worried about that. So I'll clean my stamp off. So I had kept some of the in colours for the last few years because I knew that they would do a colour refresh at some point, and I'm glad I did, because that helped a little bit with all the ones that we had to, we didn't have to, but you know, we like to rebuy. So I'm going to do this little one in copper clay. I'm going to do 2 of those. Now I've just got to think about my punch. If I do it this way, it works better. 2 of those in copper clay, and oops, and I'm going to do 2 in Lost Lagoon. So I did have a Lost Lagoon ink pad, but I sent that up to Lismore last year to the flood victims that lost everything. So I did have to order a new one of those, but that's okay. They needed it more than I did last year. Okay, so we'll put that back. So as I said, I do love stamping up photopolymer stamps. They do stamp beautifully, and I'm very happy with them. Okay, so this is the Bough punch. So it cuts out both, but it's easier to do your stamping in strips, so you're not wasting cardstock. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to line that up, and hopefully I won't bring my head in. Trying not to. There we go. And look how beautiful that stamps and lines up with the punch. So I will go down here. I might not need as many leaves, being that I've gone landscape, but you know, they can just sit in my stamp case and be ready for next time. Okay, so this one's got to go around this way. Well, that was silly. See, I'm going to waste some cardstock, not to worry. Well, not if I cut it down. I will cut that down a bit because I could use that strip for sentiments. See, gotta always be thinking. Always thinking. Okay, so that's better. So now I've just got to line that up in my punch. And it's not that hard to line up if you're not blind as a bat. And move that along. I don't know why I did so many of these. I don't think I need this many. I don't. That's okay. I'll punch them out. I'll make another card. So has anybody got plans for Mother's Day this weekend? I have no idea what we're doing. Mark's gone down to Sydney today to see his elderly mother. Yeah, but other than that, I have no idea what's happening or what's going on. So I've just got to line it up. As my mum used to say, it's just another day. That's what she'd say. Okay, so let's get our Stampin' Up dimensionals. Now I'm going to put these in the middle so I can tuck my leaves, my branches in underneath without them getting stopped by the dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. As I said, this is a super simple card. Okay, so I've got my blue dots. And first of all, before we do that, let's see where we want to put these things. Oh, that's it. You know what? I think we don't really need two sets like that. I think one set's enough. I do. I think. You know me, I'll just play around and decide later. No, maybe these ones down here, that might be nice, and just have the one big one up the top. I think that looks all right. Okay, so off to Sydney for the weekend to spend it with. Oh, that's lovely, Lynn. I hope you have a lovely time. Oh, that's so lovely. Now, I'm trying to get this to go under, and my glue dot is prohibiting my placing. There we go. That's nice. I'm sure there'll be lots of nice things happening everywhere. That's that one. So when you're beginning out on your crafting journey, glue dots, dimensionals, punches are really your best friends to start with. A trimmer, it's another good thing to have. But you don't have to have it all in one go. That's the whole thing. You build it up as you go. And then you'll end up leaving a whole craft room for somebody to sort out. But that's okay, because you won't be here to worry about it. Okay, so that's what we're doing. If you want them to be, if you don't like them sticking up like that, put another little glue dot underneath. At the moment, that doesn't bother me. So I'm just going to put that onto my card base. There we go. Oops. Yes, straighten it up. Have I got that straight? I think I have. And I don't think I've got any glue spurtage. Now, here they are. This is some bling. This is the bling that matches in the Daisy suite. It's called Adhesive Backed Solid Gems, and it's Lemon Lolly, Boho Blue, and Copper Clay. You could also use the in-colour dots that are in the catalogue that have all the in-colours, but I quite like these, so I am going to get my little pick tool and decide where to put them. Okay. And you get 2 of 3 different sizes, so 2 large, 2 medium, and 2 small, a selection. And they're sort of faceted, so that's quite nice too. Put that there, and this one. Where can I put this little fellow? What about down here? Yes, let's just go for it. No indecisiveness. Hi, Betty. Thank you. Yeah, it's a nice set, and as I said, starting out with punches is really nice. Is the best way to start out, you know. So we've used, that's what I said I was going to do, and I said I'd probably forget, which I nearly did. Punches. Okay, so punches off the back here. So I use the decorative circle punch here, and the bow punch, and the 2-inch circle punch, which is in the online exclusives. So all our punches did unfortunately go up a little bit with the new catalogue, so they're now $39, but I can't tell you enough how great they are. Punches are just great, and they last forever, absolutely forever. So that's our simple stamping for today, but using punches. I know, what did I do in this one? I did a leaf inside, so let's do that before we pack up. Now, where's my pretty peacock gone? Here it is. And here's my block. As I said, my desk is a mess. Hang on a minute, I've lost you. Oh, there I am. I'm back again. Yay. Okay, I'll use this one. I don't know what's going on with my laptop. It's being silly. So, if you want to decorate the inside of your card, the best way to do that is with some stamps and ink. And you just down, and then I do a second image, a stamped off image. And that looks really nice too. So it's the same thing you can do on your envelopes. Here's one I prepared earlier. Just never send a naked envelope. Always put some stamped images on it, or a bit of designer series paper, and yeah, never send a naked envelope, because when the recipient gets it in the mail, they think, oh, this is special. Someone crafty's made this. So that is our card and a cuppa for today. I hope you liked that. Let's just see if I can go back to my face. There we go. Yes. I hope you like those cards. They're very simple, but sometimes simple is good. It's fun to do lots of die cutting and embossing and embellishing and heat embossing, but sometimes simple is really good. So I hope you enjoyed that. I have a great weekend, Mother's Day weekend, everybody. I hope you get to do something special with your family, and I shall see you on Monday for Makeup Monday. Bye, everyone.